Welcome, 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 folks. I'm excited about this weekend show. Welcome to Texas Real Estate. Here's the deal. Every single weekend, we are here talking about all things residential real estate across the great state of Texas with an emphasis right here on DFW. Now, we are not oblivious to the fact that this, my friends, is not a normal real estate market. We are clearly out of the ordinary, and we're dealing with coronavirus, stock market fluctuations, employment challenges, and some generally hard stuff, right? So we acknowledge that. We are not overlooking that. We're not ignoring it. And for those of you that are going through some super hard times right now, we just want to say we're with you. We are praying for you. And we want to do whatever we can to encourage you and support you. So our goal every weekend lately is to have a little fun here, to encourage you, to allow you to laugh a little bit, but also to continue, like we've been for years now, to be an advocate for you, to answer questions that are concerning to you or exciting to you, and to help you avoid some big mistakes when it comes to buying, selling, investing, maintaining your home, protecting your property value, or believing the bogus headlines all throughout both the country and here locally that are focused more on getting eyeballs and ears on content than they are on getting really good, valuable information to you. So we'll help you wade through the garbage and the hype and find out what's true and what's valuable for you as a homeowner or a potential homeowner. We'll tell you some exciting, fun stories. We'll give you the quick update on Mason and Jenny, the young MG, and his home purchase. I do have Mason with us today, the one and only producer extraordinaire of audio and video here for Texas Real Estate. You can see all his work online at treradio.com and beyond, and find past show episodes and such there. We also have the English wonder, Ian Daniels, Yanni Donnie. We do have to ask the question, folks. Ian, how English will you be today?
Feeling right proper English, Todd.
He leads off with a right proper.
Right proper.
I feel good about that. Mason, how do you feel about how I feel about how English Ian feels today?
I need to correct the record. You said treradio.com. You meant tthst.tv.
That's where you can go see all the videos. But,
Business Mason.
Well, he's wrong, but I'll clarify that. treradio.com, short for Texas Real Estate, by the way, is where you can find all of our recommended pros, as well as links to some of that delightful video content and past shows. But it's going to just kick you over to that YouTube channel that he's talking about. tthst.tv, which is our team, Todd Tramonte home selling team channel, where there's hundreds of really good videos. And if I'm wrong about that, then I'll apologize to Mason. But there's all sorts of good stuff on the show site where you can find all of our recommended pros and goodies. On the YouTube channel, you can find past shows as well as hundreds of other educational videos, weekly market updates in between the radio shows, and questions about different parts of the Metroplex and living on land, living on a golf course, Keller, Aledo, Frisco, Fort Worth, Plano, Richardson, Allen, Wiley, Saxe, Murphy, all these individual things. So really cool stuff there.
We'll say Mason didn't actually answer your question that you asked him, though, Todd.
I didn't ask him how he felt about how I felt about how English you felt. Yeah. So
Right.
how do you feel about that? Lots of feelings today.
Good.
Strong
Good.
answer.
Thank you, Mason.
Strong radio answer. No time wasted there.
Yep. Excellent.
And we're back. Texas Real Estate, that's what you're listening to, folks. We're going to get into a bunch of your questions today, but we are also going to interview another local small business owner. So later in the show, we're going to talk to one of my favorite people out there, Rich Vanna, with the Heritage Table in downtown Fort Worth. If you've watched our videos on the YouTube channel, you've heard us talk about him before. Amazing place to go eat when you are able to enjoy their gorgeous older home there downtown Frisco that's been remodeled into a really incredible restaurant, and their patio, which is one of my favorite things. But we'll talk to him about what they're doing to fight for their business and their community, and some amazing foodstuffs they're doing that you can drive by and pick up. They do some incredible stuff. We'll talk more about that later. This segment is brought to you by our good friend Patrick Glaros and his team over at Cardinal Financial. And if you have mortgage questions or you're ready to get in the game of buying or refinancing a property, first or second, vacation or home, check that stuff out at patrickglaros.com. The only mortgage lender that my wife and I have ever personally used, and I've been using him for 17 years now. So feel really, really good about that. So we'll talk to Rich about their amazing restaurant, the Heritage Table in downtown Frisco, very, very soon. And for now, we'll take your questions. You can send those to us at treradio.com, or you can find us on social media. Pretty much anywhere you can find me at Todd Tramonte or at Todd Tramonte Realtors. Facebook's probably the best place, where we do have a radio show page and all that good stuff as well. Hey, thank you to all of you that do send in questions and that, recommend us to your friends at the Todd Tramonte Home Selling Team. We've had quite a few notes this week where you didn't necessarily need anything yourself, but you wanted to connect us with a friend or family member or coworker, or unfortunately, some people had some previous coworkers, folks that had lost some jobs and things. So we are here to help no matter what. If you're buying, selling, investing, or need help in a bind, looking for a cash offer to get the equity out of your house and get out of town, get to a new job, or just to access that equity, or questions about a roofer or a plumber, you can call or text us anytime, 214-310-0008, 214-310-0008, or you can always find us online at overunderagent.com, because we guarantee to sell your house over the average price and under the average time. Of course, we guarantee to save buyers at least $5,000 on the purchase of their home as well. Overunderagent.com. And now we will jump into your questions.
Yeah, this was a question that actually got sent to me from one of our current clients, and goes something like this. Just got off the phone with Patrick. They're doing a new build and a loan with Patrick. We have a 3% rate on the home loan, but in order to lock that rate, we would have to buy an extension to make it when we can close on the house in the city that they're buying it, because they're not closing for another 2 months. Is it worth it? It would cost us about $800 to do that. So just some thoughts. Obviously, if one person's thinking it, lots of other people have probably come across something similar. So is it worth buying an extension on a loan to lock that rate in?
Okay, so these questions are difficult to answer quickly on radio, because I don't have a picture of this person's entire financial picture. That's one of the reasons I recommend Patrick Glaros and his team, because a lot of lenders are going to tell you, here's the lowest rate I can get you. Give me your documentation and we'll get it hammered out. And by the way, there's not really anything wrong with that. That is not the best way to do it. That's nowhere near the best way to do it. But there's nothing, no one's being taken advantage of in that situation. There's nothing criminal. There's nothing unethical. It's just a quick and dirty, let me borrow some money to get this house. What Patrick and his team do that's so different, and that makes me so happy to endorse them and happy to recommend them and happy to, spend time with them. And Patrick's daughter won one of the days of our coloring contest for Easter. I've known Patrick for 20 something years. The reason I say all that is he and his team will stop and they'll say, hey, well, what's important to you about this money? What else would you do with those $800? How does college savings look? How does your emergency savings look? What do your investments look like? How long do you plan to be there? Would you rather have the cash, or would you rather have a lower payment? Where are you living right now? Would you have to rent if we extended this, right? So there's so many other questions to answer here, but in short, if this is a purely mathematical question, yes, I would do that. I would pay the $800 to lock in that unbelievably low of a rate that I would benefit from for potentially 15 years or 30 years or however long I live in that house. Even if you're like super aggressive and financially conservative and you want to pay it off in 5 years, that big of a difference in mortgage rate, that low of a rate, virtually no one in your life has ever been able to get a mortgage rate that low. And
yeah,
in another year or so may never be able to again. Of course, I don't know that, but I know the past. So math answer, yes. Real life answer, I'd need more information.
Yeah, I told him, if it was me, I would totally do that. That was a ridiculous rate to be able to get for $800. So it's good. Question that keeps popping up, and it's a popular term, and we've said it a lot on this show, virtual showing. Mm-hmm. Give us an idea of, the question we get, well, what is a virtual showing? What happens in a virtual showing on both the buy and the sell side?
Yeah, this is a very good question, and I have failed you all of our listeners, all of our friends, because we haven't talked about this a ton. Now, we've talked about it a little bit, but I've been wanting to make this point, and we have a little bit of time to do that right now. The shortest answer I can give you is there is a product in the world of real estate, videography, and photography that people refer to as a virtual tour, and I do not like them. Then there are lots of other things that people are now referring to as a virtual tour, because the word virtual now means, I'm not allowed to be near other people, and anything other than that is some form of virtual, right? I am a fan of that. And then there are literal, like put on a virtual reality goggle set. So the answer is all of those things now recently fall under the definition of a virtual tour. What we believe in is getting a buyer access to a home without having to go and physically be there until they are virtually ready to buy. I shouldn't have said virtually there. Until they are basically ready to buy it. Then and only then do we physically show the property. And we're allowed to do that with the kind of the essential tag, right? But the answer to the question is, if we have a buyer, how are we showing them a home virtually? And the truth is, the thing that people like most is high quality still photographs. That's the thing that people like the most, trust the most, will look at the most. Now, of course, video is really, really powerful. So we like to get video of a property that our buyers are interested in. And right now, sometimes we're going as far as having the seller send us additional cell phone video because it's safe and we're allowed to distance. And at times it's not the highest quality video, but here's the secret that I will let out. It's more honest video. You don't have a professional videographer creating extra lighting cheats and hiding things in the video. You have a homeowner who doesn't know any of that stuff walking around showing you everything. So as a buyer, we actually get a more honest look at the house. Now we've got to coach our buyers. Don't discount the value of this house or the potential of this house because that video wasn't staged and, cinematically presented to you. But the good news is we're getting a more honest look at the house. Now, at times, we're able to have the sellers of that house leave for a little bit, and one of our team members is the one that's going to get that extra video. And again, it's raw and it's honest, and that's valuable. Now, turn the tables. What are we doing for our sellers to provide that? We are still sending professional videographers into the home when we can, when sellers are comfortable with it. When they're not, that's okay. Then we're having them shoot some of that additional video for us. And we are still professionally editing that video. So there are really cool cameras called Matterport cameras, and there's all sorts of stuff to create those, the more traditional definition of the virtual tour where it feels like you're hovering through the house. But there's a lot of negative feedback on those things about how you're not in complete control. It doesn't show you everything. It makes people feel nauseous and dizzy sometimes. But the answer to your question is we can do all of that. But the things we're doing the most are the things that buyers like and appreciate, and what gives our buyers the most accurate and honest assessment of a home. And for our sellers, what's safest, most accurate, ethical, and honest, but also what presents the home in the most advantageous, valuable light. So does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think that gives a really good picture, an idea of that. That's good.
Good.
So yeah, let's transition a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about
one thing before you jump to that question.
No.
Oh,
no, go ahead. You can find.
Okay,
go ahead.
Yeah, still Todd Tramonte. This is still Texas Real Estate with Todd Tramonte, but Ian has graciously allowed me to add one more thing to that answer. I want to brag on our team a little bit, the Todd Tramonte home selling team. Not on me, but on the incredible members of our team. Mason, by the way, sort of manages and runs a lot of the creative, digital, obviously our radio and video, but also a lot of the property video stuff. Robert on our team is unbelievably skilled, has a journalism degree from TCU, and helps with the marketing of each and every one of our properties. Then we have marketing specialists who only work with sellers. They don't work with buyers. They don't do normal TV realtor stuff, right? They are only working with sellers to market their homes. Then we have Zach, who specializes in photography and videography and is learning a lot from Robert and Mason to create masterful, strategically beneficial real estate property marketing. Now, it is an individual realtor does not have all that. You just can't. Now, you can go out and hire 3 or 4 different services to bring together all of that, but that's extremely costly to do it that way. So I just want to point out, for folks that are thinking about buying or selling a home, you want someone that can bring all that to you. Now, of course, we would love to earn your business at the Todd Tramonte Home Selling Team, but if you already have a world-class professional real estate agent and team that has a track record of success, that's wonderful. But if you don't, especially in a market like this, you need dedicated expertise. You can't get away with just a really nice, hardworking agent. Now, I'm not bad-mouthing any really nice, hardworking agents, because there's a lot of those people out there. Wonderful, kind, well-intentioned people. But they don't have the resources, the expertise, and the ability to make the adjustments that a market like this demands. And then here's the crazy thing. We've been doing everything we just said for 15 plus years. Obviously, we're doing a little bit more of some of that now and less of the physical stuff, but nothing I just said is brand new. We just got technology. We just hired someone for that. We've had people on staff to do those things for years and years and years. And now we're getting to flex our marketing and creative muscles to tweak those to the current market. So I just wanted to brag on our team members. If you're thinking about buying or selling right now, I'm biased, obviously, but I think you'd be crazy not to reach out and talk to one of our experts. And you can do that at 214-310-0008. That's the Todd Tramonte Home Selling Team, 214-310-0008. Or probably the easier thing is just go to overunderagent.com, overunderagent.com. There's a little button there to click, or a little red circle that hovers if you're on your phone. Just click that, drop your info, let us know what your situation is, and we'll find the right expert on our team and have them reach out to you, answer whatever questions you have, overunderagent.com.
God, I'm so glad that I allowed you to add that extra piece.
I appreciate you giving me that privilege and that freedom and flexibility. Thank you.
You're welcome, anytime. Let's talk a little bit about the current state of the market, if we can. It was quite interesting this week as myself and Robert and a couple of our marketing specialists was digging in and looking at some of the different properties that are thinking about going live right now, going active on the market. And conventional thought in some cases was, hey, we probably need to wait a little bit on this. But then when we really dug into the numbers, it turned out that it was a great time for several of those homes to go on the market as soon as possible because of the neighborhoods and just types of places they were living in. So can you give us just an overview of the market and then some of the trends and thoughts that you're seeing right now?
Well, so this will be fun because I enjoy being the source of good news, and this is good news, right? I think many people, and one of the points that Ian is making here is even on our team, from time to time, we can kind of fall victim to the headlines of the day, and the benefit of the team is within a matter of hours or a day or so, someone will draw you back to the truth, right? Hey, don't get caught up in that. This is what's really happening. And the point Ian's making is we have dozens of sellers who are ready to sell their homes, but handfuls of them are saying, should we wait? Should we wait until, quote, the coronavirus outbreak is sort of over or we're beginning to return to normalcy? And for a few days, our team was really considering that question. Some of these people need to move now. Some of them are in neighborhoods where it's very obvious, but others are in areas where maybe we ought to hold off. The data doesn't support breaking records right now. And we're always going to tell you the truth, even if it doesn't earn us a commission. And that's what I love about our team members. But after a deep dive analysis, what Ian is talking about is what we discovered is that what we know is true in most areas is true in almost every area right now. There's always exceptions, but virtually every one of the areas we checked, we came to the conclusion that now is one of the best times for these sellers to sell that they've had a chance to sell in a long time. And the biggest reason for that is extraordinarily low housing inventory with significant housing demand, meaning not very many houses on the market to compete with as a seller, and still bunches and bunches of buyers that want to buy those houses. One of the reasons there are still bunches and bunches of buyers is fantastically low interest rates. But let me just give you an example of what's happening in Plano, Texas right now. The most active price point in Plano, Texas right now is $300,000 to $400,000. That's the most active $100,000 chunk. Okay. In that area, there is only 1.4 months of housing inventory right now. That's less than 6 weeks of homes, meaning at the pace that buyers are currently buying houses, in about 5.5 weeks, we would be completely out of houses. There would be none left. That's if no new buyers entered the market, right? You just have to take a snapshot in time and say, as of right now, that number is crazy, crazy low. What we always tell people,
no new sellers into the market.
If no new sellers enter the market. Yeah, sorry. Basically, here's how you read that. If you were to use that number like a stock market ticker, right? If that number is below 4, if inventory is below 4 months, we are in a crazy seller's market, meaning sellers have significant, obvious leverage over buyers. If that number is 4 to 6 or 5 to 7 in the middle range there, that's when we have a relatively balanced market. There's a buyer for each seller there's not a tremendous amount of hardcore competition for a house, but if you want to sell, you'll probably find a buyer. If you want to buy, you'll probably find a seller, and sellers and buyers are working together and negotiating to make deals happen. If that number is above 6 or 7, that's when buyers begin to have more of the leverage, and there's more sellers than there are buyers, and buyers start to get picky, and sellers have to do a lot to incentivize buyers to buy. So all that to say, if it's below 4, we're in a significant seller's market, and we're at 1.4, which is like obvious seller's market. But buyers have a little more leverage than they would normally have right now in that market, because some sellers are choosing to let the confusion of the day scare them a little bit. And that's where we are able now to have our clients win big on both sides. So hopefully that made sense. But once we dove really deep into the data, which we do on a weekly basis anyway, but we did this for 8 or 9 different specific properties and came back with everyone should go onto the market. If you want to sell, you should jump into this market. It's tricky, and your agent does need to have a different strategy than they would normally have. But the strategy that we have for sellers, we're seeing, we had one this week where they had been on the market for 3 or 4 months with another agent, couldn't get anything going. John on our team put it on the market, and within way below the market average, had a phenomenal record-breaking offer on it. So, and we've had multiple versions of that story. So lots of good things are happening. If you're thinking about buying or selling, give us a call. You can text us to 214-310-0008, 214-310-0008, or online at overunderagent.com. Online, overunderagent.com, where we guarantee to sell your home over the average price and under the average time. And we guarantee buyers will save at least $5,000 throughout the purchase process, or we'll cover some of your costs for you. Overunderagent.com. That's overunderagent.com. We'll be right back with more Texas Real Estate on WBAP. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to Texas Real Estate. Having some fun today, taking as many of your questions as we can. Hey, don't forget, if you haven't checked your property values since all the cray-cray started, you should do that. ValueThisHouse.com, totally free, take you less than 1 minute. And it's my opinion that in a normal market, you should check your property value at least twice a year. once in the summer, once in wintertime. And in this market, you should check your property value every single month. You can do that at valuethishouse.com in less than 1 minute, completely free. If for any reason you want a manual, custom, deep dive property valuation, because you're maybe thinking about a refinance or a purchase or a sale or something like that, even an investment, then you can reply to the automated valuation email and just say, hey, would you guys do a more thorough custom valuation for me? And we'll have one of our in-house real estate experts knock that out for you. But we're taking as many of your questions today, and I'm excited that here in a minute, we're going to have a client, a friend, and just an awesome small business owner here locally give us a call, and we're going to talk a little bit about food, which we all love very much, and small business, which we all love very much, and community, which we all love very much. So excited to have Rich Vaughn from the Heritage Table call in here any minute. As soon as he calls, we'll jump in and spend some time with him. But I just wanted to generally remind everybody that now is a great time to buy a home, and now is a great time to sell a home if you and your family and your finances are ready. Mason, how do you guys feel about your purchase process right now?
Our purchase process has gone awesome. I think we've mentioned many times, David got us a great deal. Felt like we didn't have to worry about any part of the process. Like we were, felt taken care of. My dad did an awesome job negotiating and just worked really smoothly. I think we kind of forgot. Yeah, we felt like we kind of forgot we were in a, global pandemic.
You feel like from an investment perspective, long-term, this is a wise choice.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. We're really excited about it.
And I know it's true, but I'll just let you say it. You guys feel like this period of time actually helped you get a better deal.
Oh, definitely. And interest rate.
Yeah. Interest rate. And also you had a seller that was a little uncertain about the situation and had a deal fall through, and it opened up an opportunity for you. That's true for a lot of people. Now I'll ask Ian a similar question. I know you guys aren't looking to move, but you guys real quick had an opportunity to find a way to make a big financial move as well, right?
Yep, refinance 2.75%, 2.75% on a 15-year loan with no points. So it cost us awesome. No points.
And we've got Rich calling in now, but real quick, you guys used Patrick. It was an incredible experience.
Smooth, seamless, one call, and him and his team did a tremendous job, like we knew they would. And excellent. Excellent.
Major long-term financial benefit and wealth building leapfrog. Super awesome. All right, we got Rich calling in. We're going to jump in and chat with him here in just a second.
No.
Here we go. There's a caller. Hello. Welcome to the show. Let me get you connected here. There you are. Welcome, Rich. Now you're on. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing really, really well. Let me give you the official introduction here, and then we'll jump into this thing. But I've got a great friend and client and just fantastic gentleman about town, Rich Vaughn here with the Heritage Table. And I've been bragging on you for most of the show today, but Ian pointed out that I at one point said downtown Frisco and then another point said downtown Fort Worth. So let me be super clear here. We've got Rich with us, the owner and genius behind the Heritage Table in kind of the old downtown Frisco area. And it is an incredible place. But I want you to do most of the talking. So would you just real quick tell everybody tuning in what the heck it is you guys are doing over there?
Well, sure. Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for asking me to chat with you and for the kind introduction that I'm not sure I deserve. But the Heritage Table typically is a full-service restaurant that focuses on American fare, pork chops, salmon, things that are pretty accessible, pretty understandable. We just try to make them the best versions of those particular things that anybody's ever had. And
amen.
It's an ambitious task, but it's one that we relish. And before all this happened, it was going very well. Now the Heritage Table is something a little bit different than that. What we did, we're a scratch kitchen, and that basically means everything we do from the original ingredients or as original as we can get it. That means our bacon is pork belly when we first get it.
God bless America.
And we cure it and smoke it in-house. Our hams, and we put quotation around hams, are actually pork shoulders that we cure and smoke the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of thing. And what I noticed pretty soon after the quarantine started, or at least people started self-quarantining on their own, was there wasn't a whole lot of meat on the shelves in the supermarkets. And that's changed a little bit. But kind of said, okay, we can't have people in our restaurant. It's not allowed. And we've got all this great product that we do anyway. People are cooking at home. Why not make it available for them to cook at home? Why not make our sausages that we make available to them to have for dinner? And our deli meats, they can put on sandwiches. And so over the past 3 weeks, we've sort of taken that idea and run with it. I like to joke that the business plan for the Heritage Table took about 18 months to make, and the business plan for the Heritage Table Market took about 24 hours.
But that's so I wanted to have you on the show anyway, just so to make sure people know about you. But that's what I really wanted to spend a few minutes talking about is we're living in a time that none of us that are more than 5 or 6 years old will ever forget, right? This is nuts. Right. This is crazy. Yeah. And if you own a small business like you do and I do, what you just said is spot on. Your business model has changed no matter what. Now, some people were online-based businesses, and so it hasn't changed a lot. They might actually, the change is handling more demand. But for guys like you and me, and especially guys like you who really thrive in human interaction, you're talking about making a pivot, not just because you want to stay in business and make a living, but because you want to employ your staff, kitchen staff, wait staff, front of the house, marketing, all those people that provide outside services, and because you're a fixture of a community. There are people around you that depend on you. There's no doubt in my mind, there's a bunch of people that probably have dinner on your patio every Friday night, certain times of the year, right? Because it's an incredible patio. Like one of my absolute favorite restaurant patios in all of DFW. I'm serious. We've taken friends there several times. Now, I say all that because that's the piece that I think more people are interested in, right? Is small business owners fighting the fight for you and your people and the community around you. Now, I'm salivating. I'm starving because we're talking about home cured meats and sausages. And then I know you guys grow a bunch of your own stuff and you guys are expanding the gardens and everything over there on site. Let's do two things real quick. First, tell me what people can come and buy from you like right now this week and how to do it. And then we'll talk a little bit about staying in business.
Okay. Well, right now, our whole menu is online. We keep it updated daily, and it does rotate daily. Just depending on what we have in hand, what we get creative with, that sort of thing. But we have deli meats like obviously the pastrami, smoked turkey breast. We make our smoked bologna in house.
Dear Lord in heaven, thank you, thank you for that.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. I assure you. Fresh sausages are currently a jalapeno cheddar and a pecan smoked klobasa, which is kind of it's a Slovakian sausage. It's kind of got paprika, caraway, garlic. We've got 5 or 6 different house pickles that we make here, soups and snacks. So you can just order a pimento cheese sandwich or a pimento cheese and bologna sandwich, and things that I like to eat as snacks. And that's kind of what I've always done with the menu at the Heritage Table is think of what I like to eat and then figure out a way to put it on the menu.
Here's the good news. What you like to eat, I like to eat. Now, everything but the pickles, Ian was drooling all over his keyboard over there. I mean, listen, folks. This is
you lost me at pickles, but everything else sounds great.
This is shelter in place radio here for the Texas Real Estate with Todd Tramonte. We're all at our own houses and are in the guest bedrooms on microphones and headsets and stuff. But the fact is, whatever you like is very, very good, my friend. We've had the Heritage Table cater company events for us, and I'm sure they can't wait to get back to more and more of that stuff. But real quick. People, they can go to theheritagetable.com, correct?
Yes, theheritagetable.com. And we have online ordering. You can put in your order, set up the time you want to pick it up. We can make it a completely contact-free pickup. Basically, you call us when you get in the lot. We can either take the food out to you if you'd like, or you can say, leave it on the table that we've got set up there, and we will leave it, and you can come grab it. And
I would burrow under the foundation for some of that sausage that you're talking, that bacon.
Go
ahead.
We got a lot of it.
Yeah, I'm being a little silly here, but it's that good. It's hard to explain for me because I'm not a food, guru like you, but what you said I thought was great. It's what you would expect for really great American food. It's just done better, right? So you can get a pork chop anywhere, but you're not going to find a pork chop that was prepared and treated and sourced the way the Heritage Table is doing it almost anywhere else. Very rarely are you going to find a restaurant who's curing their own meats and doing their own sausages and things like that. They might.
Looking at a picture of the jalapeno cheddar right now, Todd. I might not be here the rest of the show. I'm gone.
Where did Ian go? By the way, Ian decided every week, Rich, I don't know how often you listen, but every week at the beginning of the show, Ian lets us know how English he's going to be today. But he just got very Texan there for a second when he's getting super excited about the jalapeno products. He may be calling you from the lot here in a few hours.
I appreciate that. Although, let him know that we will. We've got something we do every couple nights, and it's a Heritage Table at home. Basically, it's a meal kit that we prepare all the raw ingredients for you, and you apply heat to it. But we'll be doing bangers and mash.
Oh, come on.
Way to play to the audience.
I also see the brisket meat pie, and meat pies are big in my part of the world.
Yes.
Right. I have theories about meat pie that I could go really into, and probably longer than we have. But I am a giant fan of meat pies.
So let me brag on you because you're being awkwardly modest, and I don't like it one bit. But the Heritage Table is incredible. They're in every food review article as like the best, like amazing food place in town. Like they're just doing it better. You need to go. So go to theheritagetable.com. Theheritagetable.com. You can go on your cell phone. You can go on your laptop, computer, whatever. And go pick up one of those meal kits or pick up their specials of the day. And go ahead, Rich. Tell them what else to do.
Oh, I'll just throw in there. We stay pretty active on the I'm very social media savvy, if you can't tell.
Yes.
On Instagram and Facebook, we'll post anything new that we have that day, or just other gratuitous food shots.
Amazing. Now let's spend not a ton of time, but real quick, just what support are you getting from the community around you for being creative and giving people great food when it's harder to get?
It's been great.
Good.
I think we're not the only ones pivoting.
Right.
Our guests, our whole neighborhood, they're figuring out how to live their lives under these new rules. And it starts out with what they're used to. They got to get food. They're going to go to the grocery store. They've been incredibly supportive of what we're doing, but I think also it's taken some time for us to get into their routine.
Right.
For them to realize, okay, yeah, I do need to make this extra stop, and what we have to do is make that extra stop worth it.
Right.
Between bread, sausage, that's all. It's all great stuff that we have, but there's a mindset of, okay, we need to be good enough to hopefully break people of the one-stop shopping habit.
Right.
And that goes into hopefully we can learn to shorten our supply chains with this. Our pork comes from 100 miles away, and we can go visit the pigs.
Right.
Which I think is a super cool thing, and has to do with our quality.
Right.
And you probably won't get those at the big stores, anything like that. And people in general are very supportive of that idea and that philosophy.
Yeah, I know I am. I love the concept of the 100-mile radius. And if you're a gardener or you're a local food or material person, you're probably familiar with that kind of 100-mile ring of, could you build a house with materials from 100 miles? Could you source a meal? Could you source, a restaurant's worth of supply chain? And globally, but especially nationwide, and especially here in DFW, people aren't getting a choice to shorten their supply chain.
Right.
Right? It's like,
Right.
I haven't had eggs in 3 weeks. Where can I get eggs? Somebody around here hopefully has some chickens that are producing enough eggs so they'll stop trucking it to New Mexico and just deliver it around the corner. That's a whole conversation for another time that Rich and I would both love to have. I remember the moment when we helped Rich and his delightful wife sell their home.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process of touring it, I'm sitting there talking, and it comes up that Rich has this mini fridge out in the garage where he's curing meats. And I was like, hey, I want you to know that we're best friends now. Like,
Right.
I didn't ask you, but I'm imposing friendship onto this because I'm a big fan now. So anyway, Rich and I could talk about all this stuff forever, but just know that there is an incredible restaurant fighting the good fight to bring you incredibly fantastic food in Old Downtown Frisco right now. You can go to theheritagetable.com, theheritagetable.com. Follow them on all the social media stuffs. Rich has an incredible dry humor that I also appreciate very, very much. And you can get great food. Tell your friends. Go pick up a few of those meal kits and surprise a friend or a neighbor or a family that might really need it. And support a restaurant, support your friends, eat delicious food, take pictures of it, share it everywhere. And we'll do our best to keep the conversation alive and talk to you again very, very soon, Rich. We appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you so much, Todd. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I really do.
We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
All right.
There he goes, folks. Theheritagetable.com, theheritagetable.com. Not just because I know Rich, but because it's incredible. We have taken couples to sit on that patio quite a few times, and we don't live terribly close to their physical location, but it's worth the drive. We were joking in our on our morning team huddle the other day about where great food was, and I know Ian got in the car and drove like 40 minutes to go get a great snack. So we're those kinds of people, and I'm encouraging you during this time to be those kinds of people as well. Do it ethically, do it safely, be careful, but go call them from their lot and get you some great food. theheritagetable.com. Now, this next segment is brought to you by Stryker Roofing. As we head into hail season, we're already seeing the crazy rain sneak up on us and high winds for some of us and crazy temperature fluctuations like we have this week. We all know it's coming. So if you get the hail, if you get heavy winds, if you get a lot of rain and you're worried about that roof, call Stryker Roofing or just go to their website at Stryker Builds, B-U-I-L-D-S, strykerbuilds.com. And this is a great company that you can rely on. They did a brand new roof on a new patio cover for us just over the last few months and did a great job. In and out, great job, super clean, easy to communicate with, really fairly priced. Even if you don't have hail and you don't have an insurance claim, you want to call them anyway and get it done right. But if you do have an insurance claim, the owners of Stryker also own an insurance company. So they fully understand how to operate ethically and legally and get you what you need. So go to Stryker Builds, B-U-I-L-D-S, strykerbuilds.com. Or, of course, you can always go to treradio.com and find all of our recommended professionals like Stryker Roofing, Patrick Glaros, DP Lambert, and Reinhardt Service Company, all of the other recommended professionals. Heritage Tables on the website. They've been there for a long, long time. And check them all out there. Now, I know we've got more questions. So if you guys are ready to pepper me with those, let's have it. If you want to send us your question, you can always do that at treradio.com. Same place you can find all those recommended professionals, treradio.com. Just click contact us and send us your questions, and we'll do our very best to get those answered right now.
Yeah, this one actually came in while we were on the air doing the show, Todd. Is this going to be another 2008?
Nope. Next question. No,
Awesome.
I'll spend more time on it, but the answer is that simple. No, it is not. This is not the consequence of our own doing. The craziness and uncertainty and volatility that we're dealing with right now, that's just proof that we're doing this radio show from our houses because I got a really loud notification there. Well, some people would argue that this is the consequence of our own doing because maybe we weren't as prepared for a pandemic as we could have been. But if you're one of the 12 people that saw this coming, congratulations. The rest of us out here in normal world are just trying to cope and survive and figure it out.
Mason rose his hand, by the way.
Mason raised his hand, but even though he saw it 30 days earlier than us, he was marginally more prepared than us and is by the way, is buying a house during this market. So he is finding the opportunity in the market and doing that wisely. And David on our team has helped him negotiate an unbelievably favorable deal. He's going full 2-year flip. I'm really proud of him. But all that to say, the volatility in our market is primarily because an unbelievably strange virus has spread across basically the earth. It's not due to mortgage practices, interest rates, the employment rate, population surges, building supply issues. Now, it's causing some of those things, but no, this is not one of those things that has been caused by those external sources. Now, here's why that matters, because if we get wiped out by virus stuff, there could still be similar market factors, but here's why there's not. For the most part, buyers still have, buyers that are legitimately prepared still have excellent options to buy. Now, interest rate availability is slightly more limited than we would like it to be right now, as some of those lenders do tighten up some of their criterion based on the availability of funds to lend out. Now, that's a conversation for Patrick Glaros, but I can give you a little more clarity if you want.
Yeah, dig into that a little bit more, because that was another question that's come up this week on kind of what are the minimum requirements right now for buying? Has it changed? Give us a little bit of
changed. And again, I am not the mortgage expert. Obviously, we do a ton of real estate transactions at the Todd Tramonte Home Selling Team. You can always reach out to us at overunderagent.com, but I would reach out to patrickglaros.com for up-to-the-minute best mortgage information you can get. But here's the general deal. Yes, many of our larger lenders have raised the credit score requirements for what we call a conforming loan or a traditional loan. There are still loan options out there if you're not there. But I want to be real careful throwing out specific credit scores because this stuff changes day to day. But I will say that in the last month or so, we have seen some of those minimum credit scores for normal traditional conforming loans go up, meaning you have to have a higher credit score to get those normal traditional conforming loans than you did a month ago. I wouldn't say that it's gone up like dramatically where, a good person with a good job can't get a loan anymore, but it's gone up to where there are some people that are going to have to wait a little bit longer or prepare a little bit better to get a loan. So again, go to patrickglaros.com and reach out to Patrick if you have really specific, like what's going on up to the minute kind of questions about that. But yes, due to the availability of funds and the demand on borrowing right now, while things are financially tough for a lot of people, some of those banks are raising their standards for lending. It's not like 2008 where the rug has been pulled out of a giant segment of the economy. But some of those standards have come up a little bit, and they might go up a little bit more. I don't know, but that's where we are as of today. You're listening to Texas Real Estate with Todd Tramonte. If you haven't checked your property value in the last couple of months, I strongly recommend you do that at valuethishouse.com. Totally free. It'll take less than 1 minute. Just go to valuethishouse.com and find out what your current property would sell for or rent for in the current market. I always recommend that every property owner does that really 2 times a year, once in the summer and once in the winter. I recommend that during this crazy time, you're doing that on about a monthly basis. It takes less than a minute, so you might as well do it, and it's free. But that'll just help you keep an eye on your home equity and what's going on. If you're interested in keeping an eye on your stocks or your college savings or your savings account, your home equity might be more important to you than some of those factors. So I would be checking on that at least monthly. You can do that at valuethishouse.com in less than a minute, completely free. If you want a more thorough, deep dive property valuation because you may be thinking about a sale or a refinance, then you can reach out to our team at overunderagent.com, overunderagent.com. Hey, folks, we'll be back next week right here with more of your questions and more advice to help protect you through this crazy time with Texas Real Estate on WBAP.